Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to our witnesses for being here today. As we evaluate the State Department's counterterrorism programs, we must ensure that tools such as sanctions, diplomacy, and foreign assistance are being used strategically and effectively. Terrorist groups have adapted, and authoritarian adversaries like Iran, Russia, and China are using influence and instability to undermine U.S. efforts abroad. Ambassador Sales, as Congress considers its authorization of the State Department and Counterterrorism Bureau, how can we ensure that its mandate and its resources are better aligned with the threats facing Israel, our closest ally in the Middle East, from Iranian-backed terrorist groups like Hamas or Hezbollah?
Well, I think that's a really important question. It's always an important question. It's become an even more important question in the aftermath of the October 7 atrocities perpetrated by Hamas, which of course is a key proxy, terror proxy of the Iranian regime. I think you have to address the head of the octopus, not just the tentacles. Iran has built, or had built, before Israel successfully degraded it, a network of terrorist organizations that encircle the Jewish state, from Hezbollah in the north to Hamas in the south to Palestinian Islamic Jihad to others. The Houthis getting involved in the game as well. All of that entire network runs through Tehran. That entire network runs through the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. In order to degrade it, there's kinetic ways to do that, but there are financial ways to do it as well. You have to cut off the flow of money to that far-flung network of terrorist organizations. That includes restoring maximum pressure on Iranian energy exports. It means sanctioning the groups themselves, going after their own finances. I think the president was very clear just yesterday talking about the Iranian nuclear program. No program at all. In order to get there, and I think he's 100% right, we should not settle for a JCPOA 2.0. In order to get the Iranians to budge, we're going to have to reimpose maximum pressure and squeeze their economy. That's going to result in a better nuclear deal, but to your question, Congressman, that's also going to result in a defanged terrorist network that could hurt Israel and that can hurt us.
Thank you. Dr. Byman, how can the reauthorization process be used to reinforce the Bureau's use of sanctions, designations, and foreign assistance tools to deny space, funding, and legitimacy to Iran's terror proxy network operating near or against Israeli territory?
So, sir, I think part of it is hearings like this that call attention to Iran's support for terrorism around the world. I think much of it, though, is making sure that programs that are designed to counter Iranian influence are well-funded and well-staffed. And that includes programs in different parts of the Middle East. It includes programs around the world that are going after the financing of terrorism. And having a very robust counterterrorism program is vital. And one of the members before mentioned how on 9/11 we were caught by surprise. And looking back, one of the problems was so many U.S. bureaucracies were not focused on terrorism, and making sure that all the different parts of the U.S. government maintain this focus is vital.
Thank you. Ambassador Sales, what specific tools has the Counterterrorism Bureau deployed or could be using more effectively to disrupt the Iranian proxy network threatening Israel, specifically against designated terrorist organizations like Hezbollah and Hamas?
Well, I think one of the most important steps that CT Bureau took was to designate Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a foreign terrorist organization. That was done in 2019, and it was groundbreaking in the sense that it was the first time the United States government had ever imposed terrorism sanctions of this sort on a state entity. So I think pressing other countries to follow America's lead and impose similar sanctions under their authorities on the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is a key piece. Another key thing, I think, is internationalizing the American approach to sanctions on Hezbollah. A lot of countries like to say, well, there's the military wing and we'll sanction them, but there's the humanitarian wing of Hezbollah and we don't want to interfere with that. They're a political party in Lebanon with important constituencies, so we'll artificially cordon off this other element and leave it untouched. That approach doesn't work. Hezbollah does not see itself as split into a civilian side and a military side. It is one organization. It's a terrorist organization. I would like to see the State Department continue to press partner governments, allied governments around the world, follow our lead in sanctioning Hezbollah in its entirety.
Thank you both for your testimony. I yield back.